Okay, gonna try this one again. The first video I tried recapping tonight was over 20 minutes and I still wasn't done, so I cut it off. Tried again. The second video was 16 minutes. That's also way too flippin' long. So I'm gonna try a third time, and my goal is to make this 10 minutes or less. Here we go. Week 4, day 3. I was able to make all 3 classes tonight. That's the 5:30 Judo, the 6:30 Muay Thai, and the 7:30 Jiu-Jitsu. I was really proud of myself to be able to stick it through. I wasn't sure that I'd have the energy to make it to the late Jiu-Jitsu class, but I'm glad that I did. In Judo, Trey was teaching, which was cool. He was showing us some one-handed Ippon Seoi-Nagis, which was a lot of fun. Working on, gripping the other guy's collar, preventing him from catching your lapel, and then stepping in nice and deep to, rotate up and pick the guy, hoist the guy up on your back and toss him over. We also worked on a sacrifice throw that is, I guess, a kind of Seoi-Nage, but I'm not really sure. What you do is if the guy grips your lapel, you grip his elbow and pop the wrist so that it flexes, and then you're able to pin his, holding back on his elbow and leaning in with your chest. You've now got him in a wrist lock, and so you're driving forward on him. Either he taps to it, which is fantastic for you, or what is more likely, he's not going to like that, and so he's going to, straighten his wrist out and start pushing into you to defend it. As soon as he starts putting his weight forward, you've got a grip on this arm already. You jump both feet into, the space underneath his armpit. You jump both feet here, and then you fall down. And it's a sacrifice throw, and you throw him over top of you. And it's really slick and really awesome. And actually, it's a lot safer than it feels. It feels like the guys are just going to kind of flump down on top of you and take your back. But if you keep control of that arm, you're able to peel him off and drag him over, or at the very least, sit out to the back and catch him in turtle. So it's a nice throw. I think I'm going to start trying to use it in conjunction with the Uchimata and the Uchigaki that Andrew taught us a couple of weeks ago. From there, we went into sparring, which, was hit or miss. Was able to throw Kim pretty well. Was rolling with, or not rolling, was Randorying? Is Randori, can you make a gerund form of that? I don't know. Anyway, was sparring with Marvin. Was able to throw him a couple of times and got thrown by him. And then with Matt, was able to hit a couple of throws, but of course he was hitting more throws than I was. So that went pretty well. I'm pretty happy. Moved into Muay Thai. We were working the elbows, which was a lot of fun, although I found myself, when we started putting them on the focus mitts and moving more towards power, my defense was off. Instead of keeping the pill box that John was talking about, by the time I'd hit about the third or fourth elbow, kind of going right, left. As I was getting in there, my hands were kind of getting caught up with each other, so it kind of was like a right, left type thing, and I was not defending well at all. So needed to really back that down and slow it down and make sure that that proper transition from here to here to here really works to make sure that I'm protected as I'm throwing these. Sparring for Muay Thai was also a lot of fun. I went with Kim again, and then Marvin, and then Morgan, and then Jim. Morgan and Kim, I really focused on sticking my jab in their face and push kicking them away, and if they got too close, leg kicking them, and then also try to cut angles and circle and move, and feint to draw a reaction from them, and then learning what their reaction is and keying in off that and throwing combos afterwards. Marvin tried to do the same thing. Marvin is way too smart for that stuff, or rather more experienced than those guys are. I don't mean to imply that anyone isn't intelligent, because everybody's picking up stuff real quick. But Marvin, when I'd throw a leg kick, he would catch it pretty easily. which means either I need to punch him in the face more to bring his hands up so that he can't catch it, or throw it faster so that he can't catch it, or throw it harder so that he doesn't want to catch it. Now, I was at one point able to hit a Superman punch on him, though. Fake the light kick, and as he reached down for it, come over the top with the right hand. Kind of made me proud of myself for a second. Then he caught my next one and put me on my butt, so then I wasn't so proud of myself. After that, the last round I went with was Jim, who's actually another tall, skinny guy like me, except he's a southpaw. So was working back and forth with him, was trying to kind of play a small man's game a little bit, trying to think little, trying to work inside, go to the body, which I wasn't really that successful with, unfortunately. But then also really working on not coming straight in on him, but cutting an angle so I could be out of line with whatever punches or kicks he wanted to be throwing. I would be off track, and he wouldn't be able to hit him as I moved in on him. Also was really working on just putting together just quantity punches. Not necessarily the super slick. Oh well, I'm gonna hit this jab cross spitting back kick to horizontal elbow up palm strike rear kick spinning hurricane throw thing, because I'm not good enough to hit all that stuff. But just punches and bunches, and following with the kick. And then also, once I had kind of established a set tempo of punch 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 kick, punch 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 kick, punch 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 kick, working on punch 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 kick, punch punch, just kind of instead of pausing and stopping and resetting, giving a little bit of a pause so that they would start to relax and reset, and then putting it back on them. And that was something I worked with everyone, not just with Jim, but I was pretty pleased with it. Then finally we went into jiu-jitsu and rolled, which was a lot of fun, just like it always is. I went with a ton of upper belts and got owned, like I always do. And I did get a chance to roll with Patrick, who's another white belt, and it made me realize that as good as it is for me to be rolling with upper belts, because it A, keeps me as humble as I need to be, and B, shows me all the holes in my game, and where it is I need to be more careful and more thoughtful about what I'm doing. Also, I also need to make sure that I roll with white belts, because I'm getting ready for a competition against other white belts. So I need to know, okay, I can't hit this technique on a blue belt, but hey, I seem to be having plenty of success on the white belts around here. This might be a go-to for me. And I think that would really do me a lot of good, not just to know what techniques I need to have, but also I need to get some wins under my belt in the gym. I need to tap guys out, because I need to be used to winning. When I roll against the upper belts, obviously I'm used to being on the defensive and being on the bottom and being in trouble. But as I get ready for a competition, I want to be used to winning. I want to be used to being aggressive. I want to be used to, pushing and getting the other guys to tap, so that when I go in there to fight, that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Not, okay, well, I guess I'll just concede this pass because Vaz always gets this pass on me, so I'll concede it against this guy. Maybe this guy is crap, and I can shut down his pass and sweep him instead. Anyway, so that's one takeaway I took from class. Another thing was the lesson itself was triangles, and the kind of added detail for tonight was if you aren't able to hook the arm to make that perpendicular angle, you can also just post on your hand and push, and then sit up and crunch into the guy. I had more stuff I wanted to yammer on about, but I'm at 9:30 right now, 9 minutes 33 seconds, and I promised this would stay under 10 minutes. So the next 20 seconds I just want to say really quick. Next week is boot camp week, 6 days, 22 classes. Also talk to Andrew. I can go to to Eric's Academy downtown once, so that might be at a possible 23 classes. Also could get a private lesson if I'm super, super zealous. Probably not, because I'll be too tired. See you around the internets, under 10 minutes. Booyah.